If you played Marvel Rivals at launch, you probably remember exactly how it went. We all downloaded it. Everyone had that one friend who was convinced they found the most broken team up in the game. Every lobby felt loud, messy, just really great at the beginning, and you were getting into games the second that you hit the search button. And then, for a lot of people, the hype, started to crash a little bit. It just slowly started to fade. People stopped logging in every night, then every week, then not at all. So, if that was you, then I genuinely think that Season 9.5 comes out today on Friday, August 7th, 2026, is the best time to come back to Marvel Rivals. And no, I don't just mean because of the new hero, the Hood, arriving today. The bigger reason is that the game itself just feels way more complete now than it did when a lot of people sort of quietly drifted away. It is way easier to jump back into. They have kept adding heroes, and it just has way more stuff going on between the rank grinds as well. Most importantly, it finally feels like a live service game that was actually kept pushing forward instead of burning bright at launch and then living off the memory of Season 1 and Season 0. So, in this video, I want to talk directly to the people who were there early, fell off at some point, even if it was Season 6, 7, whatever, and have just not really looked back and came back to the game. Because if that is you, I think the question is no longer, is Rivals still fun? The question is it currently worth coming back to now? What is going on, everybody? BrolicSon here. I post Rivals videos every Tuesday and Friday, plus extra uploads whenever patches, hotfixes, hero reveals, and big meta changes hit the game. So if you want Marvel Rivals coverage that is honest, data-driven, subscribe, because that is what I do here. Now, before I even try to sell you on coming back to the game, I want to start with something important. If you left Rivals earlier this year, or even way back closer to launch, there's a good chance that you had a pretty valid reason. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend that every single person that stopped playing just did it because they didn't understand how good the game was. A lot of people left because the game felt early, and that is fair. I mean, when the game first came out, there was a lot of issues. At launch, it had a lot of momentum, personality, and the crossover with the Marvel characters was a lot of fun for a lot of people, especially with the new team-up system added. It was different from your traditional hero shooter like Overwatch. What it did not always have was polish everywhere else. The game could be chaotic in a good way and also in a rough way. You would get into matches where the visual clutter felt like way too much, and I mean, hey, still feels like that a little bit, but they have made changes to try and combat that. If you go back, read the older patch notes, a lot of them are packed with the kind of stuff that you really want to see in a game that's still trying to settle in, but push itself to be one of the powerhouses in the hero shooter genre. Heroes, getting stuck in weird spots at the beginning, some camera issues at the beginning, ability bugs at the beginning, problems with maps, weirdness with audio. Once that launch honeymoon cooled off, there was just really not as much texture around the game as there is, in my argument, I would say now. For a lot of people, Rivals became Q match, check the shop a little bit, look at the new skins, look at a patch note, then just log off. And if that's what it became for you and you weren't enjoying the game, then I think now is the time to come and revisit it again. And I really don't think you were crazy at all for leaving at that point. But fast forward to now, August 2026, and I think the big difference now is that the game just the game didn't stand still while you were gone, and that's the entire come back to the game argument that I'd like to pitch to you today. The launch, it was secretly perfect, or it wasn't really secretly perfect, but everybody that played made it seem that way at the beginning. And it's not that every problem is fixed now, but the game has stacked so many improvements, and the devs are constantly working on this and releasing new content and new patches and things like that. And they're so on top of bugs and glitches and meta changes and making sure that the game is balanced, which, in my opinion, I think right now with the new team-up system that they overhauled for Season 9, every single hero is balanced, and every single hero can be good if you want to make them good. Rivals is still built in a way that does not punish you for coming back late. The official site still pushes the fact that all heroes are unlocked and free to play at launch and beyond, unlike League of Legends, for example, where you have to unlock each hero or buy each character, or buy each character. That matters way more than I feel like a lot of people give it credit for. The game, a lot of these like live service type games lose returning players before they even start to come back. You reinstall, you realize you're behind on characters, you realize you don't know the meta, you realize that the game wants hours from you before it even gives you the tools to actually compete in it, and then you just close it because it's overwhelming. And while Rivals can seem overwhelming, they give you these tools if you just are patient and you play the game and you have fun with the game. If you come back now, the roster, it's just there for you. You're not, farming for access to things before you even get to figure out if you still like the game. On top of that, The Battle Pass model is still way friendlier than a lot of people remember. If you buy one, never expires. You can buy previous ones as well, and then you can hold those forever and unlock everything in those forever if it takes you some time to gain the chrono tokens to do so. So that side of the game is not, I mean, even if that side of the game is not screaming at you to keep up every second and, you know, you don't have to lose everything forever in your Battle Pass. The game isn't pressuring you to do so. Then you had the Hero Hot List, which is honestly a really underrated tool for returning players. You don't have to walk back. You don't have to come back completely blind and guess what feels strong at the moment. You can get an actual snapshot of what is working now, or you can watch my videos, who is being played, and the direction of the game has moved, you know, the direction that the game has moved while you were away. On August 7th, 2026, one of the biggest things that I think will bring people back right now, the game size on PC is getting reduced by around 30%. That is a huge win. The bigger thing, and then I think on consoles, it's getting reduced by 40%, or 40 gigabytes, I'm sorry. And then 15 gigabytes on PC, so 30% and 40 gigabytes, 15 gigabytes. But the bigger thing, and I honestly think that matters the most, is Rivals, you know, they just keep shipping content at a pace that is super hard to ignore from one of these like big game dev companies. One of the fastest ways that launch hit games like this lose people is like silence and no updates and things like that. So if players leave for a month or two and everything looks the same when they peek back in, I would want to leave too. But Rivals like really has not had that problem. If you look at the hero cadence this year, we had Elsa Bloodstone in February, White Fox in March, Black Cat in April, Devil Dinosaur in May, Cyclops in June, Jubilee in July, and the Hood came out today. The list goes on. They're releasing heroes every month, basically new hero every single month. And if, you know, every single one is not your personal main, like that is fine. There's so many heroes in the game. And they also added a third ban, so as the heroes start to increase, you have more bans and more options to get people out of the game that might be making it difficult for you, or if you don't like playing against them. But the roster just continues growing. They'll always have characters to add. So if it means you left early because you were worried the game would peak at launch and then sort of coast, that really has not been the case for Rivals. The game has continued to move. I left for one point and I came back, and yeah, sure, it's overwhelming, but there's so much that you can do with the game, and if you just give it a little bit of time to get back to it, it's easy to jump back into ranked. The events, they keep layering events on top of these updates as well. This part matters because not every returning player wants to come back and immediately feel like a no-life, like ranked player or something like that. Some people just want to have a good time playing the game. Quick matches, PvE events like Blood Hunt, which is just straight up PvE content. The Age of Ultron, Path to Doomsday, they're doing Path to Doomsday. All the Avengers movies, they're making PvE events for them, which they're not bad. They give you some great rewards as well. You get some units and stuff for that. Sometimes you get skins and sprays and emotes and things like that, and they're actual fun PvE game modes to play. You have Twitch drops that are updating every month. The Hellfire Bay summer event and social hub moments, new map moments, like steady streams of reward tracks, free cosmetics, along with a lot of paid ones. But these events, they mostly, you know, most of the time they'll give you free ones along with the paid stuff. So if you want to upgrade and get the additional skins for the paid stuff, that's fine, you can do so. But there's almost always free content that you can obtain from all of these events that they release, almost, I would argue, weekly. The free cosmetic cadence is a lot better than people probably realize. I don't want to oversell this because yes, Rivals still has a store and they definitely want to sell you things. I mean, look at the summer skins. But again, even the summer skins, you can get some of them free. Free Squirrel Girl, free Deadpool skin, free Emma Frost event reward, free Groot skin, Mr. Fantastic Summer reward was free. The Punisher reward in season 9.5 is going to be free. There's obviously a paid version of that battle, like small little like battle event pass thing where you can get the Jeff skin if you pay for the premium, but you get a free, very cool Punisher skin in season 9.5 if you do the event, and that just means playing the game. Unlocking things by playing the game. This stuff matters because it makes logging in feel more rewarding, more current, and a little less like every cool thing, you know, only exists in a bundle. So here's the part where I think like the most underrated comeback thing in the game is Rivals has way more world identity now than it did when people first started to fall off. At launch, I would say that the game lived or died on the matches themselves. If you love the matches and you're having a good time with your friends, great. If you got tired of this loop though, and that's why you stopped playing, I would say that there wasn't really a lot around that loop to pull you in, but now there is. Like the official site they have the Times Square social hub where you can go and get together with other players and watch videos and obtain free units and things like that. Literal trailers from movies and TV shows are playing inside of the game. It's a weird sentence to even say for something like this, but it means that Rivals is really leaning into being like more of like a world itself with these characters and these people that play the game with you, and rather than it just being a queue screen, you know what I mean? So they have really done a great job to follow through on that. Times Square continues to get extra activities. The practice range has a bunch of extra activities that you can do. You can just hang out in the practice range for hours and, you know, practice and play new heroes and learn new heroes and things like that. With the August 7th update window, they're doing Captain America the Winter Soldier screenings, and they've already rolled out Age of Ultron right before that in Times Square. They got all of that stuff. Hellfire Bay gave the game even more texture. The fishing event, the beach event content, more social, like less sweaty reason to log on to Rivals if you really just want to get on a game and, you know, maybe even hang out with people in the community for a little while if you have friends that play the game like this. I mean, again, all of this stuff is fun to me. I do it, you know, to get some of the additional content and skins and things like that. And it is cool to just like relax and like play around with some of the characters that you want to try in game. But I will say I play ranked, and I mainly only play ranked, but quick matches are fun. Like when I want to play crossplay, my friends are mostly on console, I play quick matches, and that's a lot of fun too. That's a perfect spot to try new characters and things like that. But anyways, speaking of the game selling itself better now, the overall support cadence looks way healthier too. This is one of the biggest reasons why I trust the comeback window more now than I would have earlier. Season 9 came out on July 10th, then the game got a balanced follow-up to fix bugs and some broken hero stuff on July 11th, which was literally the next day. Then they had another patch on July 16th, another patch on July 23rd. Some of them are just for events, but they usually throw in meta shifts and adjustments to heroes and things like that here and there. Then the Season 9.5 patch on August 7th, which is today. Another, you know, balance update attached to the same window. Nothing is dead air about Rivals. This team is not, you know, the dev team is not disappearing for weeks and then dropping something, or they're keeping you informed. This live game is getting worked on, it seems like hourly in my opinion, and they're just releasing Twitter content to tell you about these updates and things like that. So I just wouldn't say that they've been disappearing whatsoever. I would much rather come back to a game that's clearly paying attention I would much rather come back to a game where the devs are clearly paying attention than a game that's, you know, lets frustration and things like that pile up for an entire season until the next season pass comes out, and then they fix everything, and it's like you have to wait. So I would say that a lot of these changes actually matter. Some of the changes that they make aside from just hero shifts, changing meta altogether, like chain CC protection system, so preventing you from getting chain CC'd by multiple abilities, visual clarity on things, which was a recent update, like Jubilee with her firework effects and Cyclops with his beam effects and things like that. You can disable seasonal team up ability effects, which is a huge quality of life win in a game that gets pretty visually loud. That is, you know, the kind of stuff that does not make a flashy trailer, but absolutely affects whether the game feels cleaner to play when you come back. If you left Rivals because it felt too messy or you weren't having fun, I would say that this is one of the clearest ways that the game has matured. It's still Rivals, it's still explosive, it's still chaotic, the ults are still loud, you can still not really understand what's going on that well, but it's less raw than it used to be, and they're really making an effort to produce these changes and make these changes effective for the people that would like to come back. So then why am I centering all of this on specifically Season 9.5 instead of just saying, yeah, sometime in 2026 you should probably come back? Because I think this is the first update window in a while where all of the comeback arguments start to line up at once. The Hood is arriving, which he has already started to get a lot of people curious. The install size on PC and Xbox is dropping. The game is still on its hero release rhythm. They got free skin rewards. The Battle Pass themes are great. Thebes is still super fresh. The live service event layer is still active. The social spaces are getting, you know, weird and fun updates. The patch cadence around Season 9 has already shown that the game is not just going to dump content and disappear. It's a really good storm of reasons to check back in. Not too early, not in the middle of a stale stretch, and not so late into one of these cycles that you feel super, super behind. Right in that sweet spot where the game feels super active, current, and easy to revisit. Now, when I say all of that, I want to be fair, because I think this part matters. Who should actually come back, right? If you liked Rivals at launch, but felt like the game was still not fully there yet, then yes, I think you should absolutely come back and try it again and play a lot. And whether that's having fun, playing ranked, or just playing quick matches and playing casually. If you like the combat but wanted, you know, more content around the combat, yes, I think you should come back. If you enjoy the live service games with types of live service games with them like a growing roster, constantly growing, meta moving, and there's always just new discussions around the game, then I think you should come back as well. If you drifted away because the game just stopped feeling urgent and you needed a reason to care again, yes, I think you should come back as well. I think Season 9 really is that reason. But if you quit because you fundamentally just didn't enjoy the game or the team-based hero shooters, then no, I probably don't think that this video is going to change anybody's life and bring them back to Rivals. If you hate the idea of balance shifts every few weeks or enjoy games only once every season or whatever cycle that they act on is, then I would say Rivals is probably still not there for you. I think this stuff is important to say because the comeback pitch works better if it's honest and if I'm honest with you guys and if the things that I say are things that I believe and positive things that I believe about the game. So I'm not telling you that Rivals is perfect now. I'm telling you that it's way more complete now and that a lot of players dropped off in the beginning because yes, it was fun, but then I think it just got old. But I think that this is a game where if you get all your friends back and you continue to play, I just think that it's such a positive experience and I think there's so much to do. So if you're thinking about coming back, here is exactly how I would do it. Don't reinstall and instantly throw yourself into ranked. Ranked is super toxic. I mean, honestly, the community is just toxic in general. If you really want to get around that, just mute everybody, turn off chat. I would start with a few quick matches, maybe bring a friend or two. Go through all of your events, get all of your free stuff that you can get. Pick one hero in your quick matches that you trust already, that you trusted before you left, or even someone that seems strong right now, and then just go into a quick match and have fun, get the ace, do the best that you can, have a good time, counter pick, switch heroes, play people that you want to try, spend a few minutes looking at the hero hot list so you have at least some sense of, you know, what the current game values. Check the events tab like I mentioned and the patch notes so you understand, you know, a little bit of what's going on. You can watch a couple of my videos for meta shifts as well. And most importantly, I would say give the game like one real long session of a couple hours of playtime, you know, once you log in before giving up on it. Don't judge the whole comeback based off of like one guy freaking out in your quick play or something like that. Let yourself feel whether the game is worth your time before you go get into ranked again. Play it for a nice long session. Really like start to get rid of all of like the new logo pop-ups next to all of the tabs, so you clear your HUD a little bit in the login screen or in the main screen. But I think for a lot of like the launch wave players, I think the answer is going to be yes, you guys are going to have a great time. Not because I think Rivals suddenly is a different game, but because it stayed Rivals and then just started to build around that part that people already liked. More heroes, the team ups, more updates, more events, more free stuff, more world identity, and more reasons to log in without instantly burning out. And if you've been waiting for a moment where the game finally feels like it has grown into itself a little bit, I really do think today is that moment. So let me know down below if you feel like you're coming back for Season 9.5 or if you'd like to try it, or let me know what you thought when you left. If you never left, tell me what you think the biggest reason to stay right now is, or tell the people that are watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe because we're going to be covering the Hood, the Season 9.5 patch, the balance changes, and everything that happens after this. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. BrolicSon out.